Looks like we're in the shorter pin position, 354, not the 464 that kind of, or 462 that interferes with the other hole, which I'm glad to see that here. Because in the left pin, it's not a bad little hole right here. Let's see, tailwind. We're either gonna play slow poke or team rocket, aka spur or midi on this shot, depending on what I like best once I step up to the front of the tee box where I'm gonna throw from. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go spur because regardless of the wind direction, I'll be able to stick with it and slightly adjust my release points and angles. Playing for just behind that pine tree and just to the right side of that first tree in the gap there. Alpha spur. A little inside there, but I use code Clover20 to get all my discs, so I get extra lucky and I get opportunities to score birdies that people who don't use that code at LoneStarDisc.com won't get. So, you know, it's what we call thinking smarter, not harder. No need to take the back door when you got a wide open front side that gives you a circle's edge putt. So, something to think about here. 752 this time. And now there's only one option. Blast it up the middle. Play it low, get a little bit of turn out of the hand. I'm gonna go to the Wrangler because it's a lot easier to get a slower disc to hold to the right on a right hand backhand than it is to get a faster disc. I might have thrown an ornament there. We got us a hanger. Maybe I should go even slower. Spider monkey. Yeah, definitely pretty easy to hit the shape with the spider monkey. I'll be back for this one. Yeah, first one wedged in the tree here, so I'm gonna go ahead and play the other one. So I don't whack my hand on this tree and I don't have to play this lie without being forced to. We're gonna go play this spider monkey. Still a pretty big shot in from here. Power, hyzer flip. Dragonite, warbird for sure. All right, I like that line, but I'm gonna have to play it a little bit lower, just get into the ground so it doesn't fade off into the edge here. Yeah, the basket's still another 120 feet, 100 feet past these two little trees here. Really big shot into the green unless you get crazy aggressive off the tee. Par, not gonna be bad on this hole. Definitely gonna play as one of the lower percentage birdies on this track, I'd say. Okay, I am deep in the weeds. I think I have enough angle to pitch a little gnome forehand though. Let's see what we got. What a crowded shot that was. Important to remember here, par is gonna play fine, so just keep yourself in the middle. Don't deal with those rough edges. And then you won't have to make circles edge putts for par if you're not going for the birdie. But even then you might have to, so if you can birdie, please do go for it. And I can. I'm just gonna throw more aggressive off the tee, so disregard everything I've said in the last 2 minutes. Bag on, camera in hand, outside the bullseye. Hole 12 in the blue position is 378 feet. Tucked on some rocks, I believe, or a little ridge on the left here. These two main trees in the center of the gap, I'm looking to fly high and left of those. Have it swing back in for a possible ace opportunity with the horny toad. Wow, I faded just in front of those trees like I mentioned, but that last branch said, nope, snatching you, buddy. It's all right, we're gonna knock down a putt. We're snatching that birdie from you, hole 12. Wow, I thought it was a cute little aceable hole. And then I got up here and saw this. This is what's waiting for you through the gap. Don't like it, you guys. Move the basket 2 feet to the right so that there's a pure ace line, please, because that's just evil. You're giving only people a chance who bounce in off this tree on the left and nothing pure. Don't like it. Or I guess you can play the crazy stally outside gap here, but that's not very realistic. Don't like it. Maybe I will play higher, wider, try to stall it back in if that's the only way to truly get the clean ace. Phone ran out of storage, so I don't know if that putt was actually on video or not. But I was saying something about how if you don't like straddle putting, you can just switch your release angle, putt with a little bit of ante in the situation I was just in, but not sure if y'all even saw it, so we'll see. Hole 13 offers a placement shot off the tee. Get yourself out to the right as much as you can without being in one of the little circled sand pits, and give yourself a window into this narrow approach. I'm going spur, hyzer forehand. You know what? I'm gonna go turn over penny putter because I just saw that line as I stepped up to the front of the tee after releasing there. And I think that's a better spot. So I'm gonna try to turn in front of this first kind of dark green tree here with the penny putter. Yeah, that opens me up way better for the line I'm looking to take into the green, so for sure gonna be going putter off this one. I'm gonna go steeper turn out of the hand next time off the tee here, but it's good to see how much more room there is to the right. Yellow rose, steep hyzer into that gap. The basket's just through the gap on the other side. Now, the reason I chose yellow rose over a disc like the horny toad is I can enter that gap on the angle I want, but get more of a forward push through the gap instead of just getting into the gap and then fading left of it. The basket's quite a bit further through this gap than I remember, and it's gonna cost me here, but now that I know how far up and how far to the right I can push that penny putter backhand turn over off the tee, I'm gonna get myself to a way better position tomorrow when I play this final practice round. Nothing but a little ET gnome home shot. Speaking of ET gnome home, we got the crescent moon out of bounds behind the green. So don't come in with too much juice. Too much leftness on this approach. We got a backwards T sign on this 258 footer. But that's not gonna matter, because you know exactly where to throw it, and it's right there. I grabbed horny toad, but on second thought, I'm gonna go spike hyzer forehand, chupacabra. Because I think chupacabra has a better chance of knifing down at a more vertical angle, allowing me to play more aggressive at this basket. And maybe my dreams of acing will come true. Well, I might have found a backdoor gap. Oh my God, y'all. That humidity. What do they say? First answer is always the right one. Literally parked. Well, show me to get aggressive, huh? No, I didn't just miss my first one up there, y'all. And park my second one that I should have thrown in the first place. None of you saw that. Hitting y'all with that Men in Black little flasher thing. If I can clear a disc out of the woods even remotely close, I'll be proud of myself. None of you guys saw that or heard that. I did not use my own bag to stop my forehand roller out of the woods, but I am taking advantage of it. It's a par, that's right. Sue me. Hole 15, 373, par 3. Couple little out of bounds bunkers sprinkled throughout. I'm thinking it's a great opportunity to throw a low hyzer with the MIDI. Check it out. Should be good. We're putting. You can see as we come up here, 3 little jelly bean OBs kind of surrounding this one, forcing you to play a disc flat. It's not going to turn, but also not going to fade too much to end up in this one. I ended up just short, so good to see. I really need to keep this one flat and low and just push it dead straight. Don't even need to flirt with the fade here. Low right pocket. Wow, them mosquitoes are swarming. Now I'll let you guys get a little look at why I have this net on. As you can see, all around me. Especially with the sprinklings of rain, you know they're active. Fortunately, we only have 3 holes left. This one's 338 feet, actually 285. Straight ahead. Sets up perfectly for Tour Series penny putter, to be honest. Is it really a shameless plug when that's the tool for the job? Not at all. Coke over 20. He thought that thing was gone. Boom. Little kick back right. You're welcome. And maybe I should even go to the D2 penny putter, because I can play a little steeper hyzer, making this gap big off the tee, get a little bit of more of a late flip, whereas my Tour Series have some stability to them. Yeah, good options there. It's going to be really important on a hole like this to choose the shot that makes that gap feel the biggest to you, because if you miss it, you can see how thick this rough is on the edges of this hole. As soon as you're off, you are going to have a hard time progressing anywhere but back to the middle, in which case it'll be likely to take a heroic 3 or a 4 at best. So choose what you can hit the gap with every time, and then whether you have a 40-footer or a nice 15-footer, take a nice aggressive uphill putt at this basket. Edge of circle look with the Tour Series. I might even switch to the power grip there. I went fan grip because the distance isn't too long, but I think the power grip will help me get a little bit straighter of a flight, help me test this tree a little bit more instead of kicking off the one left of it. Ooh, liking that low right. And it's liking me, fortunately. There's another birdie out here, Renegades Trail. Hole 17 is a bit of a curveball, literally and figuratively. Bends left to right, playing into this island made up of different lengths of telephone pole stuck into the ground. Pretty narrow island, probably smaller than Circle 1. This front side tree, you really just got to beat the branches of that one and get your disc to the ground, whether you choose forehand or backhand. Hit the angle here and maybe try to give it an ace run in the process. Because of the way it shapes, I feel like the backhand is a little bit of a better opportunity to come in lower and moving more forward rather than kind of fading to the side the way the forehand will. And I think it's a better ace chance, so Tour Series penny putter, why not? Did not turn it near enough, but I'm on the island, hit the back wall, you could hear it. I'm gonna try the D2 now. A little more finesse, a little more lean back with my body. And I'm gonna tee from a bit closer. I don't need all this runway on this one. That one was a little better. There's a good chance I'll switch to that come tourney time. How about the gnome here? Oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure I just hit the cage. We'll see when we get up there. But you could hear that thing whack the basket. And let's go one more try with the horny toad. We got options here. Just put it on. Decide how much you want to ace it versus how much you just want the easy stroke. Well, there's definitely nothing else metal up around here. So the gnome for sure whacked off the front of the cage. All my discs are in bounds. Let's see what's the closest. Okay, gnome whacked basket, sitting parked, pretty close. And everything else lined up here on the back wall. I'm gonna set you guys up for the catch cam. Well, if I hit the basket with the gnome, does that mean I should throw it? Or stick with my penny putter play? Yeah, let me know in the comments, maybe that'll decide. Hole 18, par 3 with a beautiful built up waterfall pond green. You got a fade in front of that back wall here. There's also some over the top options, depending on how squirrely you're feeling. I'm liking slowpoke spur, right up the gut. Nice healthy hyzer. Fortunately, this tee is a newer one maybe, or it's just been in the sunshine, I guess, because it's a lot better. Exactly what I'm looking for. Let's see how close it is. Living on the low right here at the end. And there you can see that beautiful built up green finishing us off at Renegades Trail, top 50 course in the world. And yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I think it's got a lot of really good holes. It has some spots that I think it could get better at, but for the most part, this track challenges a little bit of everything skill-wise, power, decision-making, shot shaping, and it has some narrow landing zones. It has some wide ones, link style, wooded, a little bit for everybody. One more look at that beautiful green. Is it OB up there? That's the question. I think you should have to lay down and putt laying down in the water if you miss it. What do y'all think? That's gonna be all she wrote for Renegades Trail here in Lansing, Michigan, or I guess Holt, Michigan, which is south of Lansing. It's a fun track. Highly recommend it. So check it out if you're ever in the area. And stay tuned for the other course, Riverside maybe it's called, right along the Grand River in the woods. Mosquitoes will outnumber the ones here by 10 to 1. So enjoy for me and hooray for you. Should be entertaining.